Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today, a Tuesday, here at MadWorldTarot. Today is a Catherine Day, a Princess of Wales Day. And so I'm looking at this story in Radar Online, that there have been secret talks between the Hazbeen, as I call him, and Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, as I call her. But of course, it's between the Duke and Kate Middleton in the article. And the headline tells us all about the secret reunion between those two people. And it tells us that they held secret talks during Harry's recent stay in the UK. And this is because allegedly Catherine reached out to the Hazbeen while Prince William was away in Paris and suggested a meeting because her cancer has given her a new perspective on life and she's ready to forgive now, and she's desperate to get the two brothers to reconcile before it's too late. That's how the story goes, the big splashy headline, and then the next paragraph tells us how they met and all of this stuff. But then it tells us in the next paragraph that they didn't actually meet. It tells us that with William away in Paris, sources note, it was the perfect opportunity for Kate to talk to Harry one-on-one, although it's unclear if the Duke took her up on her offer. So, Radar Online, we know, is a dodgy source, but it is used for messaging from one side of the Royal Rift to the other side of the Royal Rift, as far as I can tell. What is interesting about this is it replicates an article, I think also in Radar Online, about a week ago, about how Prince William did exactly the same thing, allegedly sent a message to the Hazbeen, we need to talk, we need to make up. And the Hazbeen was very suspicious and didn't know how to respond because he wasn't sure what was going on. Was William out to catch him with a big net and drag him back into the royal family? And I read on that at the time, and it seemed like there might have been some messaging from one side to the other, but more along the lines of, you better get over here quickly and see Pa before you live to regret it, not seeing him. That seemed to be that. But here we go again. Quite soon after the first message that William was trying to reach out to the Hazbeen, now we get Catherine's reaching out to the Hazbeen and having secret talks with him, but they're not actually having secret talks with him, but hoping that he would relent and talk to her. So we're going to do a quick little reading, see what is going on, how the Princess of Wales feels about the Hazbeen. Did she reach out to him? Who is behind this whole narrative? He keeps banging away at this. And how open would Harry be to a meeting? Is he desperate to reconcile with his sister-in-law, or doesn't he care? So that's what we're looking at today with the Tarot of Curious Creatures. I'm not sure, I can't remember if I showed you the cards, but it's the Tarot of Curious Creatures, and it is just tarot, fun and entertainment. All my opinion, all speculation, just energy. Disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what's going on with this story. Any amount of truth in it, or is it just a wild rumor put out there to confuse everybody? And we got the Six of Cups in reverse. That is a card of not reconciling. Upright, it is very much a reconciliation card, one of the classic reconciliation cards in the tarot, getting together with your old friends, your old flames, old family members, remembering the good old days, shared memories, happiness, innocence, play, all that stuff. It's in reverse. Not reconciling, not having anything that you feel you've got in common anymore, and all the things that you did do in the past have now soured. And if you do look back at the past, you feel bitter about it, and you can't believe you ever trusted those people and you never had anything to do with them. It's that kind of vibe. That's our underlying energy. The card of not reconciling. What's our story? Story here, we've got the King of Pentacles, that's Harry. And of course, in these stories that we're getting, and we know Harry has got a new or relatively new PR team grinding away in the UK, trying to spin and trying to make him look good. There he is, King of Pentacles. Look at me, aren't I marvelous? I'm such a success. I'm such a giant business brain. I'm a billionaire. I'm the best royal that ever roiled. It's interesting that they've both shown up as themselves in these readings, their larger ego selves in these readings today. But we know that he's got a team over there. This is Harry being in the dominant position, which is why we've got King of Pentacles. Harry being the one who can take it or leave it. The stories are William reaching out, Catherine reaching out. Harry decides whether to take it or leave it. Puts him in position of power, the position he wants to be in. Instead of looking pathetic, he wants to be in that situation with Big Brother and his sister-in-law, because he can't bear the fact that they are superior to him in the royal family, and they're still roiling and they're doing so well without him. So he's got to make it look like he's the one that decides what happens. They're coming begging to him. No, they're not. So let's look at the Princess of Wales and how she feels about Harry right now, just generally. How does she feel about him? Ace of Wands. Well, that is a new energy and a new path. So maybe I'm being rude about Radar Online, and maybe they do have direct sources to Kensington Palace, because the Ace of Wands is a fresh start. It's optimistic. It's telling me that she's maybe seeing life differently with that Ace of Wands. She's maybe seeing things in a more positive way, in a more joyful way, because the Ace of Wands has those energies about it. It's very dynamic, it's very positive, it's forward looking, it's come on, let's go off on a new adventure. So she could be open to the idea of forgiving him at some point. Okay, so I'm going to have to reel back some of my snark, but only some. Let's see if she actually reached out to him and said, well, psst, William's away in Paris, so hop on over and let's have a good goss. How about that? High Priestess, no. No. That's mysterious energy. That's aloof energy. That's her being very closed off, very careful, very... the High Priestess only lets people who are worthy into her circle, because she's about initiation and mysteries, and you just don't let any old person have access to that stuff, that your inner sanctum. You just don't. So absolutely not. It does tell me down the road she thinks maybe there will be better days ahead, because she's feeling optimistic and happy at this point. But right now, did she send him a message saying, you know, as I say, buzz over for a cuppa and good old goss? No. Never. And so who is putting out this message? We've seen it twice now. Walesers are reaching out, desperate to reconcile, but the Hazbeen is aloof and indifferent, and he'll decide when he jolly well wants to reconcile. Who's behind all of this? Where is it coming from? We've got the Fool. It's the Fool in reverse. I think it's coming directly from him, because the Fool sitting under the Fool. Anyway, the King of Pentacles, who, in my opinion, in this reading is a fool. The Fool has done something stupid. The Fool has taken a big risk. You can see little dog flying off the cliff there, and trying his luck. The Fool, that's what the Fool does. The Fool is a risk taker. The Fool goes off on big adventures without necessarily taking any precautions or imagining what might go wrong. Just sets off, and its innocence is its protection. and it's exuberance, but it's in reverse. That fool has made a big mistake, knows that that fool has made a big mistake. How do you recover from that terrible mistake? Because the Fool card is in reverse. Done something very foolish, very risky, very reckless. You've messed up. And you don't get a second chance when the Fool is in reverse. You don't get a fresh start. You can't be that little dog leaping off the cliff ever again. But it wants it. And so this is why this narrative is coming out. I said the PR teams in the UK are busy. This tells me that's the PR teams in the UK at Harry's, under Harry's instructions. This is my speculation, how I see this playing out based on the tarot cards on the table. I see that he is telling them, do this, put out this messaging. We'll try with Will's first, and if it doesn't work with Will's, we'll try with Kate next, and maybe she'll rise to the bait, and maybe she will invite me over for that cup of tea or that half jack of whatever, and we can, she'll apologize, and then it'll all be fine. Is he wanting to reconcile? I've answered that question, but let's see what Tarot wants to tell us. Does he want to reconcile? Oh, lordy, does he want to reconcile? 10 of Pentacles. He wants back in the royal family so badly, it's pathetic. He wants back in, where it's safe, where he doesn't have to worry about money, he doesn't have to show up on Meghan's silly programs, he doesn't have to pay for his own security. He doesn't have to write books. He doesn't have to do anything. He can lie on the carpet and play computer games and drink lots and smoke lots and cause lots of trouble for everyone in the royal family. They'll sort out Centre Bali. They'll sort out the Invictus Games. They'll fix everything. Oh yeah. Once back in, like you cannot believe. That's the reading. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.